inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you, cause real women don't bitch, no. Real women don't, 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 real women don't bitch.
Hey, thank you for joining me on the Real Women Don't Bitch podcast. This is your proud host, August Crenshaw, aka Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. I am the #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs because building mental muscle is necessary in order to implement successful business strategies. This show has been created for the woman who is not excuse-driven and needs help building a profitable business. I will be interviewing women from various fields who are willing to break the silence on struggles that specifically affect female entrepreneurs. Welcome to a show where I and guest speakers from time to time share our methods that help us beast our business no matter what is going on in our lives. Whether you are an online or brick and mortar business owner, this show is for you. We will hit every angle, personal, professional, and spiritual. Why? Because on any given day, you get hit with shit from a scenario involving one, more, or perhaps all of the above. It all impacts you and your mindset towards your business. I have made it my personal mission to provide a space where we dive deep into the BS we face on a day-to-day basis. Hey ladies, okay, it's time for a pep talk. Maybe it's just me, but I think there's something going on and it's running rampant in all of you guys' mind. And the reason why I say all of you is because whenever I see something happen with more than one client, if I hear the same theme coming up, then I know beyond a shadow of a doubt it's something that's happening with a lot of women in business. And that has a lot to do with how I choose some of my podcast episodes sometimes. And so the issue that I have been noticing is this: I should have been further than where I am now type of attitude. And it's gotta go. It really has to go. I've heard women say that, in my 30s, I should have been by here. I'm almost 40 and I'm just now finally figuring out what I want to do with my life. I've been in business this long. Why doesn't my stuff look like this other individual stuff over here? And all I hear is gripes with the past. And the past is only going to do you some good if you look at it from the vantage point of saying, what worked and what can I continue to use? What didn't work and what should I revamp and do differently? It only helps you if you can look at where you were and have a high spirit of gratitude and say, but look at where I am right now. And so we just need to have a real conversation about what your past is and what it really should mean to you, because you all cannot, listen to me, you cannot evaluate your present situation based off of what you knew from back then. I am from that era, and most of you are in my age bracket that follow me. We're from that era where it was an honor to be able to go to school. Some of our grandparents may or may not have been able to go to college or a junior college to get a degree. A lot of them were blessed, even if they were semi-illiterate, to be able to get decent jobs in the industrial era that was still lasting. If that was in factories, working on cars, working in government positions for the post office and stuff like that, where they had great benefits and they really could retire from a job with a real pension. And so what they passed on to us, because their parents told them about how hard they fought for them to have that right, they witnessed some of the abuse. It really isn't that far removed from us, especially for those of us that are African American. We saw our parents and our grandparents were either in the cotton fields or saw what that looked like for their parents to be worked like slaves
or worked as slaves, depending on which part of the country they were in. And when something has been restricted from you for so long and you get a taste of it and your life looks good, then if you care about your children, what are you going to do? You're going to pass on the seed of greatness or wisdom to them. The problem is when we do that, most of us have a limited vantage point. Our parents and our grandparents had a limited vantage point. The majority of us, found our way back to college if we didn't go straight to it after we graduated. We went back and we got those degrees. Some of us stopped after a bachelor's, but the majority of us, we were like, I'm going for my master's. Now I'm going for my PhD. We worked really hard to get settled in those jobs where we could establish a reputation. Some of us, like me, couldn't even stay at a job for barely a year without being like, this is bogus. This is for the birds. I need to just keep doing what I'm doing with my entrepreneurial endeavor. Some of you gave your blood, sweat, and tears to corporate America, and after all of these years, like one woman I spoke to, it's like, man, they're about to create a position for somebody to supervise me when I've been doing stuff that's outside of the scope of my position, and that person's going to get paid over $50,000 more a year above the salary that I earn. Man, what a freaking slap in the face. And after all of the work that's been done, after all of the trust that's been extended for her to be the go-to individual, even though in her heart she wants to continue to pursue her own entrepreneurial endeavor, it's just a slap in the face that the offer wasn't even given for her to have the opportunity to say, you know what, thank you so much, but right now this isn't a good offer for me, or I can't take it, period. This is where we come from. Then all of a sudden, here you have the audacity to do something different. You finally figured out that this burning thing inside of you actually is something that could be lucrative. And you don't know anything about running a business at all. You realize now that all that stuff that you saw, from values and mission statements to policies and procedures and core values, keywords, and hiring practices, and bill collections, and accounts receivables, and accounts payables, looking at spreadsheets and handling your money and looking over, what's coming in, what's going out, looking at an income sheet. You don't know what any of this stuff is. All you know is that you got a skill, and if you put it out there, somebody can pay you some money. And then you have no idea what it truly means to be able to brand yourself, to create your own products and services, to get out there, to market them, to utilize social media. Should you or shouldn't you be boosting posts or running ads? And do you go to networking events? Do you pay to be at certain speaking events? Should you be getting speaking engagements? Should you be writing a book because you keep hearing that that's what makes you an authority? And there are so many things that you don't know. When was the last time you just stopped? Oh, can I take a break from even all of the stuff that I said? When is the last time that you stopped and celebrated the little things, celebrated the bravery that it took for you to do this in the first place, celebrated the fact that against all odds, in spite of all of the opposition and the fears that are running rampant in your mind, that you still took the leap of faith and jumped? Trust me, You've spent 30, 40 years living life according to a system that did not empower you to be an entrepreneur. From the day you were born, you were not empowered to be an entrepreneur. Now in your adult life, you decide to do something where you totally have to switch gears, and you need guidance in order to be able to get you there. And after putting your heart and soul into your business blindly, even if it has been for 3, 4, or 5 years, you didn't know what you were doing. And you know what? Entrepreneurship is a dog-eat-dog world, because I know a lot of women who got out there and they started speaking, and you were speaking at these events, and you were rocking their crowd, and you were doing everything, and you were just so happy to get out there, and you figured that you'd speak a few times, and then eventually, you had this idea that you were going to be a paid speaker, but you really never knew what it looked like and what it meant to have your speaker packet or a one sheet, and to have your contract set in order, and how to have a sales conversation and demand a portion of your money by a specific time, and to question whether or not that they were flying you and giving you a food allowance or whatever. You didn't know any of that stuff, and you just been speaking and speaking and speaking and speaking and speaking and never got paid a dime. I see it happen all the time. And you know what someone's not going to do is say, oh, yeah, by the way, we have it in our budget that, if your speaker rate happens to be $7,500, we can pay you that. If you do get some swag and you say that you want to get paid to speak and all you want is $2,500, they're not going to say, but we have up to $7,500. They're either going to pay you nothing because you didn't ask, or they're going to pay you the bare minimum of what you ask, even if they have a budget that is relatively high in respects to that. It takes you knowing someone who's on the inside that cares and saying, girl, you better go in there and you better ask for your money. No one's coming out the gate saying, oh, you know what? I was like, you going to teach me how to do this? I know somebody that doesn't even do as good of a job as you that's charging $10,000. You're charging me too. So you know what? I'm going to write you a check for at least $7,500 because you should be getting paid somewhere near the amount that they are. No, they going to pay you the $2,000 that you asked for. Now, maybe they might give you some kind of tip, send you some kind of free gift, but they're not finna compensate you for that other $8,000 that you're not charging. And you don't even know it's possible until you get out here and you start rubbing shoulders and talking to people and seeing what's really going on. So until you start getting around individuals who are making boss moves like the kind of moves that you're making, you don't even know what the possibilities are. So could we please stop beating ourselves up because you aren't where you think you should be? You are measuring your success by years of doing it wrong, compared to when you finally had a switch go off and you decided to do this thing right. And that isn't fair to you. I tell my clients all the time, you got to celebrate the little things. You absolutely have to celebrate the little things because everything counts. And if you're not able to look at yourself and say, you know what, I am the shiznit because, then going on this journey is going to be very difficult for you. You're going to look at other people. You're always going to see where they are. You're always going to see what your deficit is and what you don't have. You will find yourself actually playing the victim, saying things like, I bet you I could be further in business if it wasn't for all of these things. That kind of mindset is going to sabotage you. It will set you up for failure. I don't care what you have. You take the little that you have and you use it to the best of your ability. You take your disadvantages and you make them your advantage. You say that you need more exposure, you need more people to see you so that you can make more money. Well, if you don't have the ability to make the passive income, then you charge a premium rate because you still offer something that these big people don't, the human element to people that are at a lesser ticket price point. You do something to say, this is why you need me, because you know what, you want that person, but they're inaccessible. But I'm not inaccessible. What flair and what flavor can you add on to what you're doing in order to be able to pull in your clients and change the experience for something greater? Quit worrying about all the time that you lost and start moving like there's no more time to lose. Because you really didn't lose any time. And if you pay attention to what happened in your past, you will be able to use it in your business. There are so many things that you've learned that if you would take the standpoint of saying, okay, this is why I think this way, move this way, this is why this should be done differently, you will find that you will become much more successful in your entrepreneurial endeavor. What I want to do for you to help you not be so lost and to have more focus and to come out the gate strong and right, or to rectify your current situation and to get yourself moving on a path where you have a sense of direction. Listen, I am pleading and begging with you, do not miss the Business Mastery Summit. Sign up for that summit and come, because we're taking you from the beginning to the end of your journey, and we're looking at every single thing that matters to you as a woman in business. From your mind, your heart, your spirit, your self-care, to your personal finances, to your branding, your email marketing, your lead generation, and your sales skills. We're looking at any and everything that you need in order to be able to be a successful business owner. What's going on in your relationships with your spouse and your children. Don't forsake your health. Look at look at the ergonomics and how you're actually working and what you're doing right now using social media platforms such as Instagram in order to be able to gather more clients. All of these things are important. Understanding whether or not you brand you or your product or service, or if you have to do the blend of the two. looking at what it really means to transition from corporate America to being a full-time entrepreneur. These are the things that you need to know and understand, and not because somebody's giving you a bunch of motivational speeches, but because someone is saying these are some exercises that you need to do in order to have it in position to make building your business easier. This event is free, and the upgrade pass all the way up until the 24th of April is literally only $97. For you to be able to have access to all of those tools permanently, as well as a workbook that is made to go with it and bonus trainings in addition to that. Me, myself, and 20 other speakers, we have done everything that we can to make sure that we're setting you up for success. We've already been that frustrated individual trying to figure out how we're going to make all of this work. And now we're paying it forward, saying, what can we do to help another sister not have to deal with all of the frustrations of not knowing how to deal with change and all those other things? Don't look at the past anymore and complain about all the time that you lost. Move with a sense of urgency and act like there's no more time to lose. I'm looking forward to seeing you ladies at the Business Mastery Summit. Click the link, join, register now. It's free to register, and there's even help for those that register early in the Business Mastery Facebook group. Thank you guys for always joining me, for tuning in. I'm looking forward to hearing your comments about where you are with your business. Are you resenting the fact that you're not as far as you believe that you should be? Are you being impatient with yourself, or are you taking it steady? Steady, because steady wins the race. The race isn't given to the one that's the swift or the strong, but for the one that will endure till the end. All right. I love you guys. I'm going to get out of here. That's your daily motivation. This is your girl, August Crenshaw. See you at the summit. Deuces.
Thank you for joining me today. Remember to cultivate a mindset that is biased towards taking action. No bitching, whining, or complaining. Here, our mantra is, real women don't bitch, we get shit done. See you next week as I continue to bring you what you need to keep your head in the game and beast your business. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. Would you like a specific topic covered? Have a question you would like answered live? Then head on over to realwomendon'tbitchpodcast.com. Subscribe to my email list, hit me up, and I got you. Interested in being a guest speaker? You walk the walk? Then you can sign up on the website too. This is your #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs, Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. Signing out. Deuces!
Inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you.